Hey everybody, Tanya from Shooting Star SVG back, and today I want to talk to you guys about Etsy SEO in 2021. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. A lot of us have been talking in the Facebook group about how Etsy's search is completely whacked out. And we're not wrong. So if you're not a part of that Facebook group yet, you can head on over. There is a link in the description box below where we are creating a community of like-minded individuals looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. So I've been working on the SEO course that I will be launching soon. You can find all of my other courses at courses.shootingstarsvg.com, which I will post a link up above to. But basically, I'm developing building blocks so that y'all who are in different portions of your journey can learn more detailed information about the Etsy platform and how to really grow and scale your business. This is a lot different than what most other people provide. So if it's something you're interested in, go check that out. If you're part of the Facebook group, I'm always offering giveaways and discounts and everything else like that because my real true passion is helping people. With all of that being said, Etsy SEO is changing. And recently, Etsy has changed its algorithm, and I posted a video about this a few months back, and you can check that out up there. But virtually, it's gotten smarter, right? It's growing up. Etsy's growing up. Before, there was so much value put in exact keyword query matching, where somebody puts a query in. So if you have that exact keyword in your title and also in your tags, Etsy's going to say, yeah, this is exactly what the customer's looking for, so I'm going to put this right up front in the middle because that's what they're here for and this is what they're going to buy. That's not the case anymore. Hasn't been the case for about 8+ months. Okay. And so now when you're searching through Etsy, it is like crazy. I'm going to show you what I mean in just a few minutes, because what Etsy's doing in their search algorithm is a shopper will put in a search query. So let's just say funny Halloween SVG. Etsy's algorithm is going to look at all of the listings on the Etsy platform, and any listings that have the word Halloween, funny, and SVG, all three of those need to be in there in some form or fashion. In the title, the tags, and the attributes will pull all those out. Okay, so let's just say there's like 100,000 listings that match these three words, okay? Then Etsy is going to take those 100,000 listings and it's going to say, okay, I got all these listings. Now, how do I organize them? And they're going to look at the customer experience. They're going to look at sales, favorites, clicks, add to carts, traffic, conversion rate, all these different things so that the listing basically will get this score. And that's part of the algorithm that we still don't know a ton about. But basically, it will run through, see which ones match the query, and then drill it down to, okay, what is the customer going to be more prone to buy, right? That's one portion of it. Well, really two if you break it down into half. The second portion of it that's also super important is personalization. So Etsy has also added in a personalization to the mix. So what I search for, if it's the same query as what Jim down the road searched for and Jane down the road searches for, well, all three of us are going to see different things based off of our search history and our purchase history, okay? So they're also including that in. Okay, so that's number two. And number three, and this is something that not a lot of people have noticed, is localization. So interestingly enough, the majority of my sales come from Georgia and the surrounding areas, and you may be wondering why that is. It is because Etsy has included a localization where they're going to show listings from sellers that are closer to you, okay? And that's how that works. So localization can affect you in maybe more negative ways than positive ways, depending on where you're based, right? If you're based on a very highly densely populated area where everybody loves their Cricut and Silhouette machine, you might be in a really good space, okay? So for new time sellers, this can be really difficult. This is why it is so critical now, even more than it was before, to promote your work on different platforms. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to go through a listing. I'm going to go through some search examples so that y'all can see that real time in an incognito window. And then I'm going to go ahead and break down the tags of this particular listing so that y'all can see how SEO should be set up. So that way you are more prone to be found in search, okay? Because people aren't coming on Etsy to just search for a gift for him or something like that. They're legitimately going there with a purpose 99% of the time. So I'm not just going to type in Halloween SVG. If I'm looking for a Halloween design for my kid, I'm going to type in Halloween shirt SVG for superhero boy or some crazy crap like that. That's really going to narrow down my search results, okay? People aren't going to be broadly searching unless they're trying to get inspiration or ideas. So that's the mindset you need to be in, is when you are creating your listings, how are you going to put your mind in that of the customer so that way you're providing to them the best thing possible. Okay, so heading over to my computer screen, I have Pearl Bay Designs up here, and this is Taya's listing. I pinged her and let her know that I was going to be showing this. So it is a printable Halloween game pack, and basically all of these 8 printables are available in this listing, and you can print them out at home and play with your kids. It's actually a really cute idea. So again, that first thing that they're going to look into is the title. And again, you don't have to repeat words. You want your title to make sense. You want it to be something that is accurately describing the item. You can use all the characters if you'd like, but Etsy does specifically say in the handbook that you should write your titles as a human would and not like a robot and try to stuff a bunch of keywords in here, okay? So printable Halloween game pack, Halloween party games, printable family game set is not a bad title, okay? So I've got to give you that, Tay. You've definitely been taking a lot of my advice. So that's good. And so what I did was I took this listing and I pulled the tags out of it, and we're going to get into this in just a minute. And then I put it in a spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you what this all means in just a minute here. But before I get into that, I'm going to take Taya's listing. We're going to try to find it in an incognito tab and see what happens. So I have an incognito tab open. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the first part of this title, and I'm going to try to search for it, okay? And the quickest way for me to find her on this page is search for Pearl, because that is in her listing. So it is not on page 1. All right, let's go to page 2. Again, with the Control F. I got nothing on page 2. Let's go to page 3. Pearl, are you out there? I got one. Okay, but this is not the one that we're looking for. Interestingly enough, this is a printable Halloween activity, Halloween phobia match game with answers, Halloween party game. I searched for printable Halloween game pack. Nowhere in here does it mention game pack. It just has that printable Halloween. However, this design for Taya may be getting more traffic than from some of the others. So we'll just go ahead and go to the next page and see if we see anything here from her shop. And we have something from Pearls and Paper Shop, but that is not her. And we'll go to page 5 here. And again, we have another one here. Nothing about game pack, but it has printable Halloween, okay? And we'll keep going, page 6. Come on, fingers crossed here. And there it is, okay? So here's her printable. So it's on page 6. I gave you the first beginning of her title, and it's showing up on page 6. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to back out, and I'm going to type in the next part of the title, and we'll see if I get anything differently, all right? That's going to have my recently viewed, so that might screw me up a little bit because the incognito tab is starting to pick up on what I'm doing. So I got the 2 here, and then similar to recently viewed, okay? But still, I'm not getting anything on the page. Okay, so again, that Halloween phobia is showing up on page 3. Let me go to page 4. Page 4's got nothing. Page 5 has the riddles, and page 5 also has the game pack, okay? So, interesting. Let's go ahead and do a search for the whole title and see if I get better results. Now, keep in mind, I've already typed this in, so I want to be clear that I have not clicked on any other listing, and I got nothing on the first page for the exact title. I have the Halloween phobia on the second one for this exact title, and I have the activity for kids on page 3. Come on, give me something here. And here it is on page 4, about halfway down. Okay, so you can see it here. Now the reason why is a myriad of things, okay? So the way that the Etsy algorithm works, and please watch this video if you have not, is it's going to take into consideration titles, tags, and attributes, but also if you have similar listings, Etsy may show those in there as well, because it assumes that since you have certain tags in there, there might be other things Halloween related that would also be advantageous to the consumer. So it's really interesting, right? We went through and provided this search and it just gave us some totally weird things. So I would appreciate it if you guys could go ahead and do the same search for Taya's listing and let me know where it comes up when you type the search in just a regular window. I could take it a step farther and just do it while I'm signed in and type this in. But I guarantee you hers is going to show up somewhere close to the top because I've already clicked it. And there it is, okay? Because I've already clicked on it, Etsy's going to push this up to the top, okay? So that's another thing too. As people visit your shop, Etsy is going to push more of your products to that person based off of their personalization. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken Taya's listing, I've found it in eRank, I have pulled all of the tags from the listing, and I put them in a spreadsheet. I've also included the character account. Character account is the letters as well as the spaces, and then what's remaining by taking 20 and subtracting the character count. Now I'm going to absolutely destroy her tags, and she's probably going to be mad at me. So the first one is word searches, okay, we'll leave that. Printable activities is 20, we'll leave that. Class parties, we'll leave that. Kids games, we'll leave that. We already have games, so we can delete that out. Okay. Whoops. And leave that to family, so I'll be leaving this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Puzzles, we do not have. I Spy printable, we do not have. Oh, we do have printable, so let's get rid of that. That will bring us down to 4 characters there. Family activities. We have family and we have activities, so this tag is going to completely go away. Halloween printables. We do not have Halloween yet, but we do have printable. So we're going to go ahead and leave Halloween. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters. Okay. We have Halloween, we have games, so that one is going to go away. And again, these don't need to make sense. We have Halloween and we have parties, but we don't have party. I think Etsy would be able to differentiate between that, but just in case, we'll leave party. Halloween activities is going away because we already have Halloween and we already have activities and we already have party and we already have games. So I have just cleared up a ton of tag space for Taya. We're going to keep going though, okay? So character count is 13. I have 7 remaining characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to word search. So that's actually going to bring this down to 11, and I will have 9 characters left. And I'm going to bring Halloween up, and that's going to give me my full amount of characters there. That's going to be too many characters, so I cannot do Halloween there. All right. So what we'll do is we're going to put puzzles in there. Then we're going to delete this out. It's going to give you a 0 there. This is going to be 19. Obviously, printable activities will need class parties. I can put 7 more in. So what I'll do is I'll put in family, because that'll be 6 plus 1 for the space. We'll delete that off. That's going to be a 0. And we'll get Halloween up here onto kids games because I have space for 10. And that's going to give me a full 20 here. I think this should be a 19 if I'm not mistaken. It's a full 20 now. So we'll just do I Spy, which is 4, 5, plus 5 more, party, which is 10. Okay? So I'm going to delete this, and I'll have 0, 0, 0. Okay, so I have taken Taya's tags, and I have combined them all together, and I have now created 4.5 tags. So I actually have, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 more tags I can put in. So now you have all of these characters to add in additional words. My feedback for Taya would be to include the word maze, a monster mash, tic-tac-toe, pumpkin, witch, hat, things that are describing the Halloween aspect of things, spooky. Purple should be in her attributes, orange should be in her attributes because that's the main colors that I'm seeing. You know, I don't see anything in here. I do see the word in here. puzzle, activity. She has printable in here. Class, I would put in school, teacher, things that are going to target other groups, really. Okay. So again, just going through this quick exercise that took about 10 minutes, I was able to pare everything down. And I'm going to send this to her, and now she can go ahead and add in some additional keywords that are going to help her get seen in the search. Because the more keywords you have in there, the more opportunities you have to be found in the new Etsy search algorithm. So again, I will be creating a course totally geared towards SEO where I'm going to go through a ton of these examples, also utilizing the different keyword tools out there like eRank, Marmalade, Keywords Everywhere, Sales Samurai, and a few others that are kicking around. And so if y'all are interested in that, you can go over to the Facebook group to join up and see when that gets launched, or you can just sign up for the email newsletter, which is on courses.shootingstarsvg.com. Aside from that, I just really want to stress on the fact that Etsy search has changed. Your tags do not need to make sense. You want to make sure you're using as many characters as you can in those tags. Use up your tag space to the best of your ability. If you can't fill all 13 tags, don't fret about it. You have the ability to kind of add more in later on down the line. As things sell, Etsy will collect data on your shop, and you can use those search terms that people are finding you with and add those into your tags to boost that up. Etsy's looking at a bunch of listings, paring them down, and then looking at their listing score, including personalization and localization as well. So it's a myriad of different things that are going into Etsy search, unlike how it used to be where it was like, hey, looking at your tags and your titles and attributes and moving on with life. It's totally evolved. So if you need any help with that, I do offer mentoring services as well. You can go check that out on my website. I can specifically optimize listings, or I do work for about $50 an hour tailored to what you specifically need with your mentoring. I also provide shop critiques. Those are $100 where I go through your entire shop from branding, your image listings, your descriptions, and titles and tags, just like this for the tags for 2 of your listings as a deep dive. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's all I got for you guys. If you need anything, don't hesitate to drop a comment in the comments box below if you need some more clarification or you want some more information. Don't forget to head on over to the Facebook group and join up, where we're creating a community of like-minded individuals looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. And as always, if you got something out of this video, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep you motivated to continue making these videos, so that way you can grow your business and change your life. Really hope that this SEO tool is helping everybody out. And yeah, like I said, reach out. I am so happy to help. That is my passion, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the next video. Have a great day.